It
We've
says
been
right.
live for the
Okay.
past. Yeah, we've been live
Okay.
for the past 21 minutes. Sorry. Say that
Oh,
again.
all right. So I'll just checking.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying the Facebook.
Yeah.
Maybe it work. Something went wrong. Anyway, we're going to continue our conversation. Yes.
Okay.
So you have homework. You have homework.
Yes, I did. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but yeah, I'm gonna have to come out. Can you still see me?
I hold on. I'm messing around with the phone. I'm messing around with the phone. Continue. Continue. But I can hear you. So like, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. You disappeared. So I'm back,
So I did
but
my
you
homework.
disappeared. Okay.
So I I did the two.
Okay. We had a little break in transmission there. You disappeared.
Tongue
And you. Okay. All
twisters.
right. So take it again. Take it again. Yeah. You disappeared there for a sec.
It was not so difficult to twister. Can
A
you?
French tongue twister.
I'm here.
A French tongue twister.
I'm
Yeah.
right here.
I'm listening to your French tongue twister.
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend is chaussette de la hache de chaise sont el chaise un hache chaise. Do you
I
hear me?
think I know. I think I know that one. Right. Yeah. I'll have to look.
And
I'll
this
look
is
for it.
a pretty straightforward one.
how is your French? How is your French like improving though? Because you're in what part of
Ooh,
France again?
I am in Paris, and my French is improving pretty good. Uh, when I first came to France, it was difficult because it's le créole, c'est pas les mêmes. Comme ça, vous parlez ici, c'est pas les mêmes. Oui, le créole, c'est pas les mêmes comme français, comme vous parlez français. Mais
Voilà.
it's getting there slowly and surely. It's getting there, but I can communicate. I can hold a pretty good conversation, and I can almost understand everything when it comes to French. When someone
Okay.
is speaking French or we having a conversation. Yeah.
So, and you think it's because of your Creole background?
Oui, c'est a little bit because
Okay.
in French is that's the issue with the French language. Like the verb, you know, is a little
Yeah.
different. They have different meanings compared to the English language. You know what I mean? And it's been actually
Okay.
fun to learn the
Okay.
language. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you
And
don't have a choice.
I mean, my teammates on the basketball court is pretty easy. You know, screen à gauche, screen à gauche, à droite. It's pretty easy to communicate with them. When it comes to basketball terms and certain things that I know because it's very important to play. Most of my teammates are French,
Yeah.
so we have to be able to have this chemistry on and off the court. So being able to communicate with them at
Okay.
first was a bit, yeah, but it's good now. Yes.
Anybody's not French? Like how
Just
many of
me.
them?
Um, I had a teammate Just me. Right now, it's just me on my team. But I've had teams before uh, that has been
Okay.
from a different country. You know. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Um,
Yes, indeed.
I was in a similar situation to you, except probably I had the advantage of having done secondary school French.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went to Guadeloupe. I went to
Yeah.
Guadeloupe and I was at dance school there.
Ooh, nice.
Um, yes, the added part to the physical part of classes every day, and I had this Martinican friend who used to, after every set of instructions, tell me, "Tu as
Yeah.
compris ou tu n'as pas compris?" So that was interesting. But then we had theory exams. So we had like history of dance, music. So I was thrust into writing, and writing at that level,
Yeah.
that was tough. That was tough.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then I think by the time I hit Paris, it was some challenging moments, but it was different. Being at a fac,
Hmm.
with all the cultures, the different
Yeah.
Africans from Cameroon and so forth, a lot of
Yeah.
Asians, and Spaniards. So,
Hmm.
and the dance department was a little bit ad hoc. They were
It
creating.
sounds
So it was.
okay.
Hmm?
No, I miss.
It
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 sounds very
wasn't.
diverse. The
Yeah,
dance.
because our I realized even going to Guadeloupe, our concept of dance in Saint Lucia, you just think of somebody putting a costume and going and dance on stage like at one of the hotels, is really different because there were
Yeah.
people. There was a guy in my class who formerly worked for the Opéra de Paris, and I
Oh,
was like,
nice.
"So what the hell are you doing here?" Yeah, because this means this man makes costumes, and they make a lot of money just making costumes. And
Yeah.
he clearly was not like his physique, his build, without me being really biased. I mean, he was maybe like 4'3", 4'4",
Hmm.
um, wearing thick glasses. So I was trying to understand why he was in that come in the department, because in my closed mind, it's if you want to be a dancer, but it wasn't strictly that. And the program showed me that the French way of of connecting with things and
Yeah.
analyzing things is not simply from the perspective of doing it. So
Yeah.
we learned a lot about architecture, about art, about physical health, mental health, and so forth. And all of these are areas that you can branch out into. So that's my perspective on like the French education system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and how that opened my
Yeah. They're very rich in culture, and
yeah.
they're very how do you say this? They're very you know they really make their point when it comes to education. Like education is big for them. Health is big for them. That's one of the
They
big reasons
really
why
make their
the
point.
health system,
I like what you said. They really make their
the health
point.
system is so
Yeah,
good. Oh yeah, with purpose too, and
they, they make their point.
yeah, and the
Discussions and arguments with the French are
yeah,
fascinating.
oh, yes,
So tell me,
man, the
okay,
French people are very passionate. Yeah,
tell me, okay, you've given me the tongue twister. Let's reset the last Duchesse. We were
yeah,
going to talk about like poetry and something, but before we do
yeah,
that,
hmm,
this is the first time we're seeing each other face to face. We've been talking
yeah.
introductions. Like you told me, you from originally from l'Abbaye Bexon.
Larry,
So right. So how did you get to Paris? Yeah, I know the basketball. Yeah, how did that happen for you?
man, this is a pretty long. So I'm gonna just give you
The
the
intro, the
basics.
introduction. So
Okay,
next time we have more to talk about.
Yeah, basically, I was playing. I went to Georgia Secondary. I played for the St. Lucia Wimbledon team, and
Okay,
I was
so
in
you
the
probably know my cousin Mikhail. Anyway, next story. Yeah.
Michael John. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, man. Michael John is the reason why I play basketball. I'm so serious,
Oh
Richard.
my God.
Richard, Michael John. Back in the day, we had the glasses with the. This man is the reason that I play basketball.
I'm getting goosebumps. That's my cousin.
Listen, I look up to him so much. I was
Okay.
I was one of these kids that didn't know what he wanted to do in school, and I was very like timid. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I remember I was singing, and the choir was my place of peace, like my place where
Okay.
I could be myself. And he will tell you
Okay.
that's where we met for the choir, and we had a mutual friend who still do, and he's the one that introduced me
Mikhail
to
used to
basketball.
sing. Wow. Okay. All right.
No, no, he
Okay.
didn't used to sing. He used to. One of his friends was in the choir that played basketball, and that's
Okay.
how we
All
met.
right.
You
Okay.
know, yeah. But basically, I got a scholarship from Coach Gabriel Inglis. His dad used
Okay.
to, and that's it. He saw I was playing Grizzly on the Grizzly court, and this man saw me, and he's like, "What are you doing, solution?
Wow.
Get your visa." I'm so serious, Richard. Get your visa. Do your I-20. Went to my family, spoke to my dad, my mom, and my dad and my mom was like, "Okay, we're gonna give this man. He sound legit."
Okay.
And that was it.
The world is too small. The world is really too small. I mean,
Yeah.
right now, well, today they opened a stadium in Grosley, so the field,
Yeah.
the field just where you were playing basketball at the bottom is now a stadium. There's a big event
Really?
today. Because I had this thing with you, yeah. But
That's
yeah,
great.
and I'm from Grosley, so
Yeah.
this is ironic. I'm from Grosley. Mikhail, who you say you kind of credit for your basketball career, is my first cousin. His mom and my
Really?
dad are brother and sister.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, a lot of some of my childhood memories are being in Fuashu, but at Mikhail's home. So,
really?
not Mikhail, being with Mikhail and my cousin Lyndon and so forth. So, yeah, Mikhail is stand to seaside. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he went to George Charles. So
Yeah.
that,
Wow.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah. And that would have been around the same time as Travis Randolph
Travis. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know
and
Travis.
Aaron. Yeah,
Aaron. Juice.
Aaron, why am I forgetting it? Alcide, Aaron Alcide, short Aaron
Okay.
Alcide.
Okay. I think I
Yeah,
know. I think he was a
and
student or.
he's married to Lisha now.
I think I know. I remember. I'm trying to remember Alicia, but yeah, it's not
Please.
coming. But I definitely. When I was in St. Lucia, I was home for a short vacation. I tried to link up with him, but he told me with the what you call that. He was really busy with the driving school. So
The driving school. Okay,
so I
I'm
was
going to
like,
give him
okay,
a call tonight.
bro,
I'm going to give him
I'm
a
so
call
serious.
tonight.
Yeah, yeah, Mikael is
Okay.
the first person I saw. I'm like, damn, I want to feel like him. And I said, serious. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. I'm so serious.
Okay.
Like I saw him first, and I'm like,
Okay.
this is the blueprint for the Jota because our high school was. I mean, if you know about Jotas back then, it's not, and coming to speak of like the high schools and stuff, it's just like different, like in St. Louis, well, in the
Yeah.
Caribbean, the
Yeah.
high school system is different, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, I always,
I get it.
yeah, the high school system, like I always say, is a
Okay.
little bit weak, but it's cool. Yeah.
I need to find a way to share this with Michael as well, but I guess probably after. We're doing brief introduction, so let me not be too overambitious like I normally am. Um,
So,
yeah,
okay, about you now, like,
amazing.
yeah. So, I don't want to cut you short, but I want to know about you. Like, now I know that you're the first cousin of one of my idols growing up. Um, I would like to know what what where. Okay, you told me where you're from, Brazil. But
Yeah.
what was the reason for you to start being a part of performing arts? What was that thing that you're like, oh, I need to be a part of this. This is what I want to do. Like this is my passion. I want to be the best I can be in this.
um, yeah, it's a story I've kind of told over the years. There are two fundamental things in terms of people and influences, but I think it's kind of in your soul. Whatever gifting God gives you, it's in you, and you
Yeah.
could try running away from it, but you always end up coming back to it somehow. Um, I grew up in front of a television,
Exactly.
so I was one of those children
Okay.
practicing the moves like Michael Jackson, and I had a
Oh yeah.
really keen interest in, like the rehearsal, the fact of the discipline and the number of
Okay.
times they had to do it to perfect it. That was me.
Yes.
I was there. I mean, I didn't get an opportunity to do it because there was not a lot of it. Somewhere in my
No, back then no.
yeah, early teens, there was a group, TRM Dancers, by this guy Terry Budent, who is amazing to me because I've seen him as a dance coach, a volleyball coach, a professional golf coach. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
Wow.
you never stop being amazing and being an inspiration. So for me, he was that.
Yeah.
And then because of my extended family in Castries, um, so my
Yes.
sister went to entry pool, and so when I
Okay.
would spend time with them at the entry pool school, I watched them dancing, and I'm like, okay, I like this. So watching movies and watching like Broadway, and when we were growing up, it was a lot of BBC, so you see a lot of British television and shows, and I'm like, I want to do that. I
Yeah.
remember sitting in front of the television. I must have been like 7 and saying,
Yeah.
"This is what I want to do," but I just couldn't figure out, okay, how do you get
Yeah.
there?
How
So
is gonna
I
get
think
there?
my
But
life has essentially
yeah.
been it yeah, my life has been about trying to figure out how do you get there and how do you become good enough that when you get that opportunity, yeah, you just take off.
Yeah. I think from my experiences playing basketball, I think it's just the work ethic. Being able to block out every distraction and just focus on one thing. And sometimes when you focus on that one thing, it might, you might feel like you're isolated from the outside world. But like, I feel like everyone that has been great at something has been,
Mhm.
the balance is what I really want to
Yeah,
know, how they're able to balance,
yeah,
because most of the people that are great,
sacrifice.
they
Why are we breaking up? Okay, I'm losing you a
are
little bit.
really, people that sacrifice a lot to where they are.
Uh-huh.
Family, friends, time, dad, and kids. Like, growing up, Kobe Bryant was my idol. And like, wow, like, this guy, that's just how it is. And, you know, you're gonna be in there and feeling like you're alone in this, but you just gotta have that goal, that mindset where, you know what, this is my plan, this is what I'm doing, this is what I do on my board. I'm gonna reach those goals no matter what happens, and that's what you get. That's how it's done. It's not something easy to do, but
Yeah.
it could be done. Just the discipline to it, you know. And yeah, for me, watching dancing. I grew up watching Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You know, I, 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 I really love
Yeah,
the
Will Smith.
Prince. I really love Will Smith. I grew up. I used to get my high top fade of Fresh Prince.
Right. And your
and
high top sneakers. Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, do I still have you? Are you still there? Are you still there? Are you still there?
yeah, man. But I've always I am here.
Okay. Yeah, you're in and out, so some of your conversation I'm missing. So we're going to have to figure out um different platforms. I say we try some different ones. Maybe next time we try Zoom or Facebook Live. Um, so can give Mikhail some props on Facebook. Um, but before we go, because I think you need to probably sleep, even though your life takes off in the night. What's your schedule like daily? What's your day like? I know you normally have training about 8 p.m., but what's your day like normally?
I feel like Facebook would have been easy. I like the dream, but
Yeah, yeah.
basic. And then after the kids' basketball camp, I go home and I practice at night. And that's basically my day. So sometimes I read, sometimes I call family back home. But like playing basketball, when you have two passions and you play a sport, but then you have this urge and this yearning to do something else, like you feel like you have too much time and you need to do something with all the time that you have,
Okay,
and yeah, yeah, and I understand
okay.
that when not only basketball players, professional athletes, like I understand Richard, where what I'm saying, they can get carried away and be around the wrong, people because of how much time they have when because you're doing your sport. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Um, I'm Yeah, I have to figure out this Facebook Live thing in terms of adding another person. That's what I have to figure out. The Zoom is easier. Um,
I can't hear you. Hello?
oh, you can't hear me. Why can you not hear me? Why can you
You hear
not
me
hear
now?
me? Wow. I can hear you. I can hear you. I know why. I know why. I think I was using
Yeah. Okay.
Justin. I don't know. You're still not hearing me. You're still not hearing me.
You
You're
can't add
still not
someone
hearing
on
me.
there?
Yeah, I was on. Let me go in the chat. Let me go in the chat. Extra camera, extra video, local video, image, settings, wow, audio, echo.
I can hear you clearly now, though.
You can hear me clearly now.
Clearly. Clear as day.
All right. So what changed?
I have no clue,
What
but I
changed?
think so. What changes? I can see my face, and I can see your face in the camera small, like like we actually on
Okay.
a video call, like talking. This is the difference.
Okay.
Before I saw you bigger, and I'm smaller, but now I'm seeing I'm bigger in the camera, and you smaller right now.
Okay.
Sorry, but this is the
I don't know.
difference.
I was trying to host anyway. Um. So we figure out when we do this again.
Yeah,
Um.
this will be great.
Maybe Facebook Live just for the kicks.
Yeah,
Um.
we can do that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess in this way
Yeah.
we can build an interest when people are looking
Or
at what we
something.
see. I guess.
Yeah. Or something. Or something.
So if we
Um,
okay we're doing a Facebook live, not to cut you short, we're doing a Facebook live. So that means we need a topic to talk about.
I think we can build from what we so an introduction, talk about ourselves,
Okay.
where we've been, what we're doing, because I think the
Yes.
material is interesting enough.
Yes.
And something of interest or something Saint Lucian, because you haven't shared your
Okay.
poem yet.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Um,
My poem is not solution, but
that's
it's okay.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. Because we're in different parts of the world, and
Oh yeah.
I have to count my blessings and be grateful because I mean when you're living the life, you kind of see the drudgery of it. You have to wake up, you have to go to work, you have to do this, you have to do this.
Yeah.
But when I talk to my friends, um, they kind of help me with my perspective of celebrating the strides I'm making and the things that I'm doing. Because even if
Yeah.
I'm looking down the road, it does not mean I should not celebrate the now and the successes of the now.
Exactement.
So that we can talk about and encourage each other because the conversations, even if the voicemails with you have been encouraging and
Oh
helpful,
yeah.
if I must admit.
Yeah.
So I think there's stuff to talk about. We can have a topic, but we can always stay off it and go into other areas because it's
Yes.
seeming
That's
like
fine stuff.
there are a lot of coincidental things between the two of us that it'll be
Yes.
interesting to discover. To
Very.
discover.
Mikael. My God. Crazy. You never
All
say
right.
that. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But
Mikael. I'm gonna have to give Mikael a call.
Mikael is one of the man. I'm telling you, man. This man really made me love basketball. We used to play in the rain. Like I'm talking about leaving the Georgetown school at at like 6 p.m. I have to go to Dexter. He's going to Cass Street. You know what I'm saying? Me, Mika, Elmo, Alston.
Yeah.
We used to be there for hours after school. Yeah.
Okay.
Small world. Small
It'd be
world.
my pleasure to tell him.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be happy because the thing is, I tell him all the time. I tell him all the time. I'm like, bro, me playing professionally in Paris, in France, in Spain, in Tunisia, is because of you. That drive, that passion, it would never be there if I didn't see how
Okay.
much you love the game. So tell him that all the time.
All
Yeah.
right. Great.
But man, I was like,
Okay. So it is.
yeah, tell me.
No, I was saying it is now. What time do you go to bed? Because it's now what?
It's the weekend. It's the weekend. We had the game today, so now I'm just chilling. Huh?
Okay.
It's 1 a.m.
All right.
Tomorrow is Sunday, so I
And
I'm a little
and the
lost by
adrenaline.
myself. Say that again,
How do you deal with the adrenaline?
man. Uh, I mean, this type of adrenaline is like you work your tail off, and then you want to go out there and prove yourself. So you can be a little nervous. You can have these little butterflies in your stomach. You're like, I want to play great. I want the coaches to see I'm playing great. I want them to see me, you know, all the changes and the advancements that I've made in my game to help the team. But that adrenaline rush when you get on the court and you see people and you're able to impact other lives. Like I'm from Saint Lucia and I'm here with little French kids looking up to me. I would have never thought of those things like walking the back so library, in this road, going by the shop to buy a little board. I would never think those things, Richard, when I was a
Yeah,
child. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and it's so surreal to me. Like I'm out here and I'm like, man, like I gotta try, and it makes you want to be a better person because no one's perfect. And when you see like little
yeah.
kids looking up to you and they're like, I'm like me, because yeah. And it's just a great feeling, man. A great feeling. This is the adrenaline that I love the most when I feel like kids have this this hope when they see me or my teammates, you know, because there's so many kids that love the game, so many people that are passionate about different things in life. But to see them like happy, I'll be like, man, like it's crazy to see how much, and the kids of this generation, they really look up to us and they really want to see how we live our lives. So I just, the adrenaline when it kicks, is that adrenaline that like, when I play, like there might be a kid out there, I don't know, maybe from the suburbs or the ghetto or wherever he may be that's looking at me, and saying that one day I can be there, I can do this. So this is the dream. This is what I love the most when I play. To see the kids
Okay,
like, you know, yeah, definitely,
okay.
definitely. And for you, when you dance, and what what is the feeling? Because when you say Michael Jackson, I'm thinking you like you can moonwalk. When you talk of Michael Jackson, Richard, I mean I'm seeing you
It's
doing a little
yeah,
moonwalk.
it's developed. Well, I shouldn't say developed. It's gone in a different direction, but I think part of it too is I haven't reached where I really want to get. The Michael Jackson reference, the performance aspect, I haven't. I think the best equation or the best approximation for that for me is being on Broadway, because what I would ideally like to do is to be in roles where I can sing, act, and dance, because it's my desire to be a better actor. I started dance, and I like there are people who know me for acting and don't know that I dance. People that know that I dance and don't know I act, and sometimes they think I've left one to do the other. But it's what I've always been interested in. I've done singing and voice training with like Jason Bachelor Joseph, and whilst I was at school in Jamaica. So for me, it's be doing that performance, and but what is available to you at a particular point is what you find yourself doing, and sometimes being restrained a little bit, but in your mind you want to do more, you want to do more. So this summer, for instance, and like tomorrow, I'm in a short film. So I've done two short films, and acting in film is also interesting, but it's different. It's very different. So in terms of the Michael Jackson thing, it's the idea of doing theater as a living and being so concerned about the discipline of it that you have to rehearse, but it's also economic because you're making your livelihood and the livelihood of other people, and you're doing art that says something to the world. You're sharing a perspective, and I also from childhood wanted to be somebody who engages in giving back and charities and that kind of thing. I like helping people, and I
Yes,
feel if we can connect resources with the people who need it, then
yes,
the world will be a better place, quote unquote. So that's how I saw it. It was not merely the fame. I think the fame comes as a result of what you do, even
yes,
though like now in business you have to understand marketing and who's watching and who you can get to watch and understanding. the cohorts and the best times and all of it is important. But what I want to focus on is the art, the artistry. So, to your question specifically, how I feel afterward, um, like I was telling you a while ago, I like having the conversations with my friends to change my perspective because I would be kind of like analytical. Okay, I did this, I didn't do this, this could have been better, this could have been better. And I kind of have to learn to not beat up on myself that it wasn't perfect or it wasn't. And just like, well, you had a moment and you did the show and it was good. And there are people who are going to come up to you, tell you, oh, they were really inspired by that. So
Yeah.
see yourself as an instrument, as a vessel to share something,
Definitely.
and it's not about you and your vainglory. So, but I was asking you the question too as a little bit of a, a little thorn in your side because I mean I meet different people and
Yeah.
I've realized that the after feeling, the adrenaline is an important thing,
Yeah.
and coming down from the high or from the low, as in my mind, I think is important in terms of setting your mind straight and back to okay, what's the focus, what's the objective, but still enjoying the part of the journey or where you
Definitely.
are at the point. Yeah. So,
Yeah, because I mean, where you are now, I mean, this is a dream come true for you. You're doing things that people from our island,
yeah.
you know, they don't really pursue and are not really successful, and you are very successful, and you will
Mm.
continue to be successful. For
Um,
me, I remember watching the video of you dancing with the woman, and it was so powerful, and it was just
Thank you.
something so simple, but with so much meaning. You know what I mean? The simplicity of the video was how made it so powerful. And for me, I just want to see you continue you pursuing your thing because it really gives me confidence, to pursue anything that I'm doing because we are doing things that normally people don't do from our island or go overseas to be successful. Like when you talk about being vain and you know, it came to a point where Richard, I just didn't really ask how I played or how I did. Once at the end of the day, we won the game. I just started looking at the main objective. Just like you said, using yourself as a vessel for others to be like, wow, like this, you're able to touch someone or, able to speak to someone. You don't know what this person is going through. Maybe you're acting a scene and, it's about someone for heartbreak and pain and how are they able to get over that pain and that heartbreak.
Yeah.
How they acting this and how they convince messages, not that you literally talking direct someone and helping this person go through this
Yeah.
stage in their life. So, body of good. For me, if it comes, it doesn't come. I'm content. Because I know this world, is a big world, and if you're able to touch, one or two, however lives you're able to touch, that's the most important thing. There are people that live their lives richer than they're never able to connect and change and touch a life. And
Yeah.
I believe, that we're on this earth to serve others and to spread joy and happiness. If you really think about everything else, if you put everything aside, this is what we're really here for. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you completely when you say those things. When you are able to explain how why you are in theater, you know what I'm saying, and why you have this passion to do it because you're able to reach so many lives. So, and when you talk about the singing, what one thing that came to my mind was Greece. Now I'm a big Broadway person. I'm a big Broadway person as well. I love Broadway and the musicals and everything about Broadway. And listen, Richard, I'm a big Grease fan. I love the John Travoltas of the world. I love the Olivia Newtons of the world. Like John Travolta, for me, you know, is one of the most talented actors. I mean, he's so good, and I love the Broadway production of Grease. I love the Broadway production. I love the movie, and I can see, sometimes you have to think big, break some barriers. You could be the first black guy to go. Who knows? I was watching a article recently. And they were like, maybe Superman can be black. Maybe we can maybe we can cast the black Superman. You know, but 20 years
Okay.
back then, we didn't say that. So anything is possible
Yeah.
for you and for your acting.
Yeah. I mean, our era has taught us a lot of things are not so out of reach, and
Exactly.
they're not so far fetched either.
No.
It is alternative interpretations of things, and who said anything had to be one way forever? So, and
Exactly.
I think on Broadway, one or two articles that I've read, or people that I've followed, two actresses have been in roles that have traditionally been white people playing, and
Yeah.
they flipped it and said, well, like, why not? Why not? Because
Yeah.
it's not like black people are not around or have not been around or not experiencing the same things.
There we go.
So, and our experiences, not just in pain but in contemporary living, have been so nuanced. There's so much detail. I mean,
Yeah.
you being in Paris as a basketball player, Paris, that is not. I mean,
It's
one of the
crazy.
sociology classes that I did there, they were
Exactly.
talking about this famous white guy who went into the inner city of New York to do a study, and I tried to flip it whilst I was at the faculty and say, like me in a contemporary space in France is a black person being in the white space, but they weren't like so much ready to hear it in as much as ils sont très ouverts. And I was like, well, maybe you're not so open, but
Yeah.
you are experiencing that because yes, there are a lot of Africans and black people in Paris, but I did not feel that it was a uniquely black space or diverse space all the time. There are
Hmm.
places you go, and to me, you feel the color of your skin. You
Oh
feel
yeah.
a sense of, maybe I don't belong here, except if I usurp this kind of, je suis têtu et donc je suis là, je reste, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So for me, it is interesting understanding
Hmm.
that they will praise your talent.
Yeah.
They may still take issue with your race.
That's crazy. And this is the world. This is the world has been like this for centuries, man. And I'm still trying to figure out why. You know, just, just nothing's not changing in that. We have taken leaps and bounds. We have taken giant
I
steps.
want to believe it. I want to believe it's changing. Just that it's moving, so it's marginal. It's so small that we don't
Yeah.
necessarily feel the effects.
Hmm.
And who's to say sometimes it's not worse and sometimes it's not better? But I don't think it's stagnant. I think in some spaces you feel the change more.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you know Othello, and it's a Shakespeare play, and it's about this black army
Yes,
sergeant.
Othello
Yeah,
the more.
this black army sergeant. I think that Denzel played it in a live action, a live
Yes,
action, a film
yes,
recently. But
yes.
it's one of the things that really is fascinating that you know Shakespeare was like, you know okay, we can put someone black in there, and made something. Yeah, because If you think about it.
in fairness to him, there are others. There's at least one other that I like.
Yeah.
In the Merchant of Venice, there's a black guy that
Okay.
a black prince. There's a
Yeah.
black prince who tries to get the girl but doesn't, and he
Yeah.
says this really. He has this really powerful poem that I like, which he's telling her more or less, don't hate him because of the color of his skin. His blood is still as red as hers, and his love for her is stronger than anybody else's could be. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, black man have lyrics,
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. We've always had. We as black people have always had this thing, and we have this energy, this power, man, and
Yeah,
we've been here, man. We've been doing our thing, eh? We've been doing our thing.
yeah,
We have been doing our thing. But recently too, I think I watched Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal had this big Broadway. Denzel stopped for like took a break from the movies and then went to Broadway recently. I don't know if you saw that, but
right.
he had a play with
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal, and I don't remember the whole gist of the play, but I just remember seeing him and talking about it.
I
But
read an article on it. I read an article on it, and all the famous actors tend to say this. Um, you go back to the theater because it's like your thoughts. It renews you, it refreshes you, it reminds you of things.
mm-hmm.
So I connect. I connect because I think I've done a lot of plays. I've
Yeah,
done a lot of plays. I love Shakespeare. I've done Creole, entirely Creole plays.
and
Um,
that'd be so
so
fun. Like I can see the Creole play, and the Creole play is probably so spicy and good. Yeah.
there's
I
there's a nice one. Well, there's one we did recently that's mixing the Creole and the English. That I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link
okay.
because I'm trying to get it promoted now.
Yeah.
But there's a Creole one written by this guy called Michael Fontenelle.
Mm-hmm.
We did it in Haiti and it went down really well.
Nice.
Um,
I've heard the name Michael
yeah, and
Fontaine.
it, he is, well, the family is large. His sister Maria Fontenelle is a writer, newspaper and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's one of the advocates for LGBTQ and women's rights
Okay,
and
nice.
just rights and in general. But
Nice.
they come from a large family, and Mikey is actually my insurance agent. And
Okay.
saw me from little boy growing up. But he's also a writer, and the play Acquis du Venjou,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Sounds so good.
really amazing, really amazing for me because I got to jump into a role where
Yeah.
you know we talking about Saint Lucia in a in a everyday sense, in an
Okay.
everyday sense. So and the
Like
story,
all aspects of the sandwich in
yeah,
every day.
the,
Right.
and the elements are common regardless of what country, what time. Is somebody dies, somebody vex, somebody want to kill somebody else, family
Yeah.
struggle. It's the same thing, but seeing it from our perspective with our words.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah,
Man, that sounds great. I I remember I remember Checkers. Checkers is more comedy, you know.
yeah.
But
They're comedy. I haven't heard
but
anything
what
from them in a little while though.
but what you know, I mean, Solution is so rich in culture. We both know that we're so rich. But like you like you were talking about, like I like the fact that you guys are, you know, making a play with meaning, or with some substance in it, so that people can like sit back and be like, yeah, like maybe we should change this about our lives, so we can make St. Lucia a better place, or we all struggle, but you know what I mean? Check up is just all a lot of drama, which is fine, but I feel like it is a lot of drama well done, well done drama, very entertaining. But Senusha really, for me, we never really put emphasis into the serious stuff. You know, I get like we like to have fun. We are an amazing island. We're amazing. We have amazing people. You know, but when it comes to like real, real
I
like
want to
real,
quote you there. I want
it becomes
that little piece of what you just said and quote it all over the place. Um, because I'm writing something now.
yeah,
Well, analyzing. I told you I'd gone to Japan.
yes,
I'm analyzing now and trying to think of, from a marketing standpoint, how can you weigh or wait, or is it fair to look at like the fun stuff and the serious stuff and marketing both of them, and both of them being economically advantageous? So you could make money from a play that's serious, same way you could make money from, say, a soca concert.
yeah,
So that's what I'm thinking about a little bit and trying to figure out the best way to present it. So I'm appreciating you saying that, that we
yeah.
can also sell the serious stuff
Oh
because
yes,
it's
oh
universal.
yes. Now, Rich, I saw a film done in St. Lucia recently about this guy with dreadlocks. I think Ted Sandyford, or I remember his name, was a part of it.
Uh huh.
But you know, there's so many serious issues and stories we can, like St. Lucia, actors can create from St. Lucia that can be, so pleasing to the worldwide world. Like we have so much we can give. Like you pick
Yeah.
up all the love stories at the U.S. The love stories. Like man, there's so many with positive messages you can be able to produce and to be able to put out there to show like like this is how love is experienced in Solution, or this like how the U.S. or any other country shows us how love is. So we take these blueprints when the Americans have the movies or wherever they're from, and what if St. Lucia like put their interest into like okay, if we're making a film, let's make something where the production is at crazy high level, and we find people where that can embody those roles, because Richard, we have so much going on in St. Lucia right now, and if there's so many, listen, there's so many stories you can tell. Like, let me just give you an example: the African movies. They had to start from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen how they've developed over the years? If you watch their production now,
Yeah.
it's listen, Richard, it's so different and so high level. It might not be the same because of the accent and then but they have earned the respect of people out there when it comes to like their production of their film and their stories and what they're able to tell the world. And I feel like solutions and solution in general has a lot to tell the world. We have a lot, man. We have a lot of stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just tell you, like, let me just give you this scenario. In America, there's the scary movie, right? Scary movie film franchise. They
Yeah.
probably have 4 or 5 films. Man, let me tell you something. If this is frightening to the world, man, you can literally make this supernatural, what you call this idea in your mind. It don't have to be a light of bless, but it can be something that's catchy, just like this. It don't have to be like it can
So
just be
this
like
is what's
it.
funny. This is what's funny, John. This is what's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Um,
We got stories. We got stories.
no, no. I just want to tell you. I just want to tell you. Okay.
Yeah,
So not the last play I did, but the play before,
yeah,
written by two young ladies, Jessie Myers and Monique Ogis. A
yeah,
little folk tale was that. talking about all of those superstitions. So I know you weren't home. You're all over the world playing ball, representing
Yes.
us. So you didn't. But even more ironic is I told you I've done two short films over the summer.
Yes.
I can't let the cat out of the bag completely, but one of the
Yeah.
films is about a bolom. So when
Okay.
it's out, I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
the Bola movie is out. So yes, it's that story about it's that idea of talking about our own stories, our own
Yeah.
superstitions, and that they make excellent stories. So yeah, I think we're catching on, or at least the young people are catching on. Um, so we have stuff to probably sit back and be proud of that's coming
Oh
up. It's
yes.
just yeah. So what we were saying a while ago about we don't feel it's changing, we don't feel it's moving. So I'm repeating myself. I think it's maybe really small, marginal, but I think it happening. I think it
Yeah.
happening. I don't like the
Like.
concept that somebody gave me that we don't see things in our time is for the next generation. I kind of want to see it too, but yeah,
Like you were talking about the Bullen film. Like Richard, you can modernize it too. If you have a team of people and you're like,
yeah,
okay, we wanted to reach an audience, man, you can modernize this Bolon in a way that is incredible. Like make this
yeah,
modern. Like this kid is going to school, he's a solution, he's overseas, or he got a scholarship, he's in the US, and like he saw the Bolon when he was 5, and then like this volume, like, is a part, like, you make it like a cut, like, like some aunties and them were involved, and then, like, they cut him or something, and, like, he's overseas, and that shit is still following him. It's killing all his friends. Man, bro, listen, Richard, you can do so much with our stories. It's incredible, man. You can do so much with
yep,
our
yep,
stories.
yep, yep,
So much
yep.
can modernize it in a way that it's, how do you say it? You know, it's, you know, like when you play it and like people listen to it, like they can consume it and like wow, like damn, this is brand new. This is something that we have never seen before. I'm gonna give you just like sinners, like everything that's different and unique. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's different and unique. You see how this man spin the story at the end of this guy got slashed in his face is actually in New York City. Like this man, like it was incredible to see. So like we have innovative minds like yours. We have innovative minds like these two girls that wrote those plays. You know what I'm saying? Where we can all come together and create something incredible with our ideas. Like I believe that. I believe that. And one thing I would say, and when we speak in general, and like it's just like for me, I feel like this is the part of Saint Lucia that is the richest, but like it bury our culture a little bit, and it's more of like a vacation bacchanal type vibe, which is not bad, which is not bad, but I feel like us as a people, we have more to tell, we have more to give, as a people to the world. I just believe that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I believe you guys are gonna be the stepping stone. We're gonna be the stepping stone to this whole thing. Because I'm sure in the 1950s when these actors were out there like, oh, should we make a film? They had to start from somewhere. They had to inspire the generations to come. So just like some of the soca artists, the 10 segment artists, they have inspired the younger generation to pursue music, whatever music they're doing.
Hmm.
We need the theater, the people that tell our story, that are able to keep our culture alive. Because now we live in a different age with technology. Cecil Descat did so much for us, but now we have to continue living her legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like Think about this. I know I'm talking, but a lot, but it's just like, you know, all my juices are flowing. Think about casting someone beautiful and young and telling the story of Cecil Descartes. Man, she was so powerful, Richard. Imagine you cast someone and you find someone to tell a story. And just her name is so catchy. Cecil Descartes. like, bro,
Mhm.
I have this idea that, like, man, like, if we really want our culture to continue to be there for centuries after we're gone, like, we need to be able to tell it in a film, or we need to document those things, just like the other countries that are the world power, not
Yeah,
the world power. You know what I'm saying? Like other countries that document all the great things that they've done. We can do those things too. We can celebrate our our legends. We can celebrate the people that has done great for us. We can celebrate them in a way.
yeah,
I strongly think we
yeah,
can celebrate them.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
I agree with you. I don't disagree. Our conversation is about the how, what
Mm-hmm.
we're doing and what we can do further,
Yeah,
and inspiring other people to do the same. So I'm really appreciative of it, and I think those are some of the points that we can take up and develop as we progress in the conversation.
definitely.
Um, to look for tangible ways, actual things that we can do in our space,
Mm-hmm.
to make the arts catch a fire, as they would say.
Yeah. Just like love.
And I'm yeah, I I I was taken aback. I still am taken aback when you reached out, because the Voice of Saint Lucia, that contest that you referred to, that we
Yeah.
both participated in, was, I thought, at the time, a turning point for perspective of the art and perspective in the arts.
Yeah.
I've not given up hope on it. It's just that a lot has happened with the SLTA,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things that I have on the table, not on the back burner, but on the table, is organizing a conversation with the new head of the SLTA, which is Louis Lewis, who was previously the head of the St. Lucia Tourist Board. So it's the
Yeah.
organization revamped, and I'm hoping to have a conversation with him so that what is the topical and the exciting and the exotic tourism product
Mm-hmm.
can be more inclusive of the refined, or what you term the serious art in St. Lucia,
Mm-hmm.
and
Exactly.
to, to see how various parties can come together to help push it, to forward it a little bit more. Because I'm saying, on the global scene, I don't see St. Lucia very much in the arts, but we have some of the most noted and notorious artists. I mean, if you mention Sir Derek Walcott as an artist and the
Think
acclaim
of
that he brought to St. Lucia in 1992, and 10, 20 years later on going on, how can we leverage that and maximize that? I mean, for him to have written these stories means that there must be a pool of energy, of resource, of experience in the country.
definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and I always believe that our people are the trifecta, the combination of drama,
Mm-hmm.
dance, and song.
Yeah.
Because we sing in Lawa songs, we sing in calypso, we doing the dance, we know the story behind it. And I think when we sharpen that, we are a better theatrical instrument, which is what I've tried to do with my life. So this is, I think all the resources are there. It's kind of like, um, you have diamonds in Africa just waiting to be
Yeah,
the correct processes to happen, and then they become the diamonds that everybody values. I think that's what we have in Saint Lucia, and it's happening in different ways. But I think for the what we take for granted, the serious arts, the theater, the dance, um, I think we have something to say and something to show and offer to the world. So I'm encouraged that you saw that
oh
and
yeah,
you reached out so that we could have this conversation. That was really moving. I'm still a little bit taken aback because I'm like, this superstar basketballer in Paris had nothing to reach out to me about. I'm like, you live in the life, man. You're a baller. It's like what every youth on the street wants to be. I mean, at one point, all of us wanted to be Michael Jackson or Tupac Shakur
yeah,
or something. But but to see that, yeah, you're in sports, but you're still looking to the arts
oh yeah.
and
I love it, man.
working
I'm
with
a,
young
I'm a,
people. And I know that sport is definitely, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, Richard. Like, once you have a passion, when you wake up every day and that's what you want to do. Like, I love basketball, man. I do. It's giving me my livelihood. It's giving me everything that I have. But when you wake up every day and the back, listen. When I was 5 years old, my mother dropped me in the choir. I've been singing all my life. I sang in church. I preached in church. So you know, I'm not someone that's shy when it comes to the arts. I've been there, and church is a part of the theater. You go out there, you perform. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've been in the school choir. I went to the school competition. George Charles, with the same uh, bachelor who was really instrumental with the kids choir at the time, the secondary school choir and the kids choir competitions, and we placed second. And I remember I was singing the lead for David Rudder, who's the creator. I remember this vividly. So I've always had the passion, but you see, when I grew taller, it was like, okay, you gotta play basketball. This is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. And the more I got taller, the more the pressure of being a basketball player was placed upon me. Now, luckily, I love the game. So, with the love of the game, it was easy. I mean, coming from George Charles, being on the Yo magazine at 18, 19, everybody saying, like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. For me, I really just was like, I gotta be humble. And I never really tried to be an ambassador for the sport because, I never saw myself as this. I saw myself as, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be in this position. I actually made it from where I'm from, like from Labe, high up the street. Freezy was my neighbor. We still joke about this, like Freezy Eke from this is the Demi segment. Like he is like maybe 10, 15 minutes from my house. We grew up together.
Okay.
Yeah, so serious, man. I know his brother, his mother, everybody. And he's just like, man, like, I remember he used to sing, man, what's going on? He used to be doing all of this in the church. I'm like, man, basketball took over. So when I wake up, Richard, I want to act. I want to be a part of theater, whatever way I can be a part of it, an instrument to it. I want to be. Man, I studied with the Denzels, the Morgan Freemans, and from a young man, my parents,
Yeah.
my family was saying like, hey, you got a voice, you got a good voice. That was the reason why I chose the voice of solution because they're like, you need to use your voice for something,
Okay.
meaningful. They like you need to
Okay.
use it for something meaningful. Like the passion I have, meant it just never went away, and is the passion that I have the most. Like I love ball, but my passion for the theater and arts and wanting to learn it and wanting to be a part of it, I mean, it is over the roof, man. And I remember when you
Yeah.
when I was sad. I ain't gonna lie. When I was sad, I was sad maybe about a week. I was sad about maybe about a week, and then I remember over the years, I'm like, man, maybe I should contact, my competitors. You can always learn from them. You can always find something because after those 2 years, Richard, is just like inside of me. Like you need to do some. You need to connect with someone with that's gonna inspire you because every day you wake up, JP, you think about it. It's on your mind. It's something that you want to do. Something that you have so much passion for. And I'm like, man, I need to go to the person who's the most passionate. And there we are, man. And when I hear you, it
Thank you.
gives
A
me hope.
question. I have a question. Question totally side note. Do you have headphones?
No headphones.
Do you have headphones?
Not right now. Not right now.
Ah,
After
right.
this house.
That's the next thing. Yeah, the next thing we should try sometime is that. I
Yeah.
got one comment from a friend regarding the audio.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Okay. We can
yeah,
talk about
I
it.
think that's the next thing. So if
Yeah.
that way we can have people chime in and participate
Okay, perfect.
and
And
participate.
yeah, man. Seeing you and seeing your success and seeing it was great to see.
I
It was great.
appreciate it because
It was great to be a part
generally
of
I
it.
don't see the success. I see the difficulty. I see the hardship, and I'm like, why am I doing this again? And
But
does
you
this
love
have
it.
to be so hard? And
But
yeah,
you
and
love it.
I try not to complain. And when I get a little bit of inspiration, it's just like, oh my God, thank you for this. It
Yeah.
gives me enough fuel to keep going on a little
Yeah.
while longer. But it's not so much about looking back in the rearview mirror. But I think that is important to celebrate. But I try not to look back as a, oh, I've done all of this, I've done all of this.
Yeah.
Because I keep trying to go forward, and I'm like, okay, there's so much more I want to achieve. When you mention names like Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington, my grandmother had me watching Sidney Poitier when I was a little boy. So for me, it's like,
Oh, the
this
great.
is, yeah, this is when I read that he's like from the Bahamas, one of the little islands of there. Like, okay, so it is possible. It's just,
So possible.
wow, okay, how exactly to make it happen, kind of thing. One of the first films I got to be in was whilst I was a student in Paris in Saint Denis, End of the Line. Um, but it was a student film. But the one of the tutors was shooting it, and it's like they were being so encouraging. But it's like I want to do this. This is what I want to do all the time. Um, but figuring out the how to establish oneself, how to be in that space, because it's a lot of other things, like the agents, the managers, the
Oh
coaches,
yeah.
the networking, the producers, and a lot of it is like people are more connected than some of them are family. And
Oh yeah.
so to meet the St. Lucians or the contacts of the St. Lucians that are in the space
Yeah.
is what I'm hoping, not necessarily to do by myself, but like we all hold hands and network and move forward. Uh, yeah, yeah. Because I
Yeah,
know
man.
that there are solutions who have been working in and around Broadway or off Broadway or in films as
Really?
this, as that, or some
Wow.
other thing. So it's to connect and for us to see how we can do it together. Because you go into a space, you're going to definitely know who's Jamaican and who's Trini. You're definitely going to know.
Yeah.
Um, but for us to support us till we see ourselves on the big screen and our names in the lights and on Times Square and in London and all over the world, because there are solutions doing things everywhere, everywhere.
There's an actor
Yeah.
that caught my attention, and I think he's LGBT, but he's incredible, and he has such a powerful, presence. It was just incredible to see. I'm trying to remember the series that I watched, but
Oh,
he's
okay.
incredible, man. He's black. I'm trying to remember his name, but he's an older guy. But
Okay.
Richard, he's so good. And when I like, I started looking at him and trying to look at the black. I'm like, is this the blueprint? Because man, for some reason, I love his style. I love his grace. Um,
Okay.
Man, I need to get his name. But
Okay.
he had a series on Netflix, and the series was basically about this black reporter who was
Mm-hmm.
set up by some white some white supremacy because he said something on the on TV that was I, damn, I need to get
Yes,
his
I
name.
watched that. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Coleman Domingo.
Oh my goodness! Listen,
You're talking about Coleman Domingo.
listen. I think now when it comes to the acting scene, the
Yeah.
international,
Okay.
I need to put I
Yeah.
put him up there because of how diverse he is, man. He's so
Yeah.
diverse in his
I've
this.
I've watched some of his stuff. The last film,
Yeah,
the last film, Maureen's Black Bottom.
yeah,
That's with Viola Davis.
yeah,
Yeah. The actor from Black Panther.
yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, and I know the
Yeah.
film. He's like he makes films that have he says something. He's always doing something
Yeah.
with meaning. You know, that's very full. And when you watch his films or series, like you learn something. That
Yeah.
you can apply to yourself. So yeah, just have to
Yeah.
say that
So
that's
they were in that film together. There was an interesting scene between the two of them. I've watched I've watched some of his stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. Um,
What is amazing is for, well, to have the opportunity to be in something and for it
yeah.
to be marketed well, that enough people can see it and appreciate your art.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And Richard, you should listen to his story. I don't know if you listen to Domingo and
Yeah,
yeah.
as I said,
Okay,
I knew about, because my friend,
okay.
I watched it with a friend of mine, who thought I did not know him. But yeah, I had known him from Marini's. Um, yeah, and I'd heard his story a little bit. I think that distinction I make a lot of the time with the actors who are getting opportunities is the simple fact of being American.
Yeah,
The
true,
simple fact of being American.
true.
Because
But you see, American
Natalie
dream is
Emmanuel,
mhm,
yeah, being American or Canadian. So Natalie Emmanuel, who was in Fast and Furious,
yeah.
British girl, and then she was in another thing about a heist. Um, she's well, her parents are Dominican and Saint Lucian.
Wow.
So yeah, so I mean, everybody was marveling about that, and I'm like, it's amazing. Um, but the into the industry is, you're over there, you live over there, you're from over there,
Exactly.
so it's easier navigating. I mean, it would be lovely to know who their connections are and how we can optimize it. So, for instance, I've been told that Morgan Freeman has
Yeah.
frequented St. Lucia tons of times.
Wow.
Oprah Winfrey has a house in St. Lucia.
Okay.
But the question is, what does that mean specifically for our art industry and our artists?
Exactly.
Is there
What does that mean?
is
That's where
is
the
there a way to, yeah,
that's where we need, you know,
yeah, without
what
going
we
and
what
hound the
we
people and tell them like, hey, I'm an actor. How do you encourage some kind of collaboration?
that's where the you know the government and the country comes
Yeah,
forward.
because
One thing I've been about St. Lucia, they support the finished product. They support the finished product. They
yeah,
support
well, I want us
for
to be
me.
a little bit,
I've
a little bit,
been to
a little bit
the
like Barbados that found Rihanna and they found Rihanna in Barbados and then did what they did for her. So yeah, I
yeah,
I want to believe that we don't all have to move to Texas, get a coach, win a gold medal, and then
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
not that that's necessarily how it happened, but yeah, the ability to evaluate and value the talent, whether or not you like the person, to
Exactly.
see
So
that they have what it takes is yeah is where I would love for us to be. But, yeah.
you know, we have so much talent. For them to maximize the talent, they do not want to take the time to maximize that talent. They see the talent there. If they're not gaining from anything for themselves when they try to maximize that talent, they will not invest in the talent, right? But
I just going to I'm just going to hop on what you said. I'm just going to hop on what you said. We like the finished product.
yeah, but we don't want to see through the hardships and the pain, and the whole what you call that
We
whole
don't like
experience.
we don't like the American version of the sad story. We don't necessarily want that
No,
part. We
we don't
just
want
want
that.
the end.
We don't want that, and it's a bit
Yeah.
sad. It's a bit sad because this is what really shows unity. You know, and the thing about America, they support each other and everything they do. Like what I'm saying. Okay,
Yeah. Whether
a
it's
boxing
good or not,
coach,
whether it's good or not, they're
whether it's good or
supporting
not,
you. Yeah.
once they see the talent, they're going to invest and they're going to do the best. Look at Coach Demata. That's his name. That Coach Tyson. Tyson is a ghetto kid. He's coming in. He's stealing stuff, but he saw the talent and he said, "You know what? I'm going to help this guy. I promise you." Listen, listen. They're swimmers. Most of the kids that swim, their families are able to allow them to go to swimming. Brother, let me tell you something. Their kids with maximum potential have gone to Cannes region and story. Man, if you give those kids the opportunity, these kids are swimming every day. Listen, if they are given the opportunity, man, they're gonna be world class swimmers, just like our talent and our raw talent, like the sprinting. Once the opportunity was given to Julian Alfred, she excelled extremely. So, like, for me, yeah, we need to support, the young, but we also need to maximize their talents. It's the only way we're gonna, you know, bring out the best version of our people in our island. We can't just wait for, someone to maximize it, and then when they come back, when they come, it's like, oh, we love them, but then we will not help, the young and the kids and the younger people that are struggling. The kids in the ghetto, man. The kids with talent, man. I told you one time, Richard, I went to Chinese. I had a friend. I went to get the bird. You know the beautiful the bird. And I saw maybe about. I mean, this kid probably swam maybe a kilometer. 13. I mean, I know I'll be going fast and going up it, but like, if the opportunity, I know these kids' parents cannot pay for him to go to the aquatic center. You can't do that. So, for me, you just need to be able to find the talent, maximize it. But we're not good at maximizing talent.
Bro, you don't have to talk to me. I'm from Gojale, where we used to be swimming across the marina and getting licked from our parents. So yeah, I grew up seeing some amazing people in the water.
Amazing.
Guys who've done the trek to Rat Island or would do Martinique if you give them the opportunity. So
Oh, yeah.
I understand that the issue is tying the opportunity with talent.
Yeah.
And it's not always the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not the easiest thing, but I believe it can be done. Sometimes talent is
So
discovered.
that's our task. That's
Huh?
our
Say that
task.
again?
That's our task.
Yeah, definitely. But like, man, just in general, I believe we can do more to maximize talent. I know I went far off, but I feel like we can do more to maximize our talent, our young people, our talents of the other people from our country. Like we can do so much. But like you said, like you know, in order to be able to be in the theater and get to those places, you need to have the connection when it comes to have someone
Yeah.
from the US or England or Canada. There's actually a young guy from Canada called, I'm trying to remember because I went to church with him actually, Ashton. And he's actually in the series with Domingo, with the police. He's the kid that Domingo's son in the series goes to his house to use the car so they can be safe, you know? He's St.
Okay.
Lucian by birth. This man also too is Miss Eugenia, the leading lady from the Checker Pest. I think
Uh huh.
her, her nephew or what, he's related to her because I remember he used to live at her house or visit her every summer. Literally, and when I saw the scene, I'm like, he's St. Lucian and he acts, you know. He also had some how do you call it? Like when you make an appearance on a series,
Yeah.
just
A
quickly
cameo. Yeah.
a cameo. He had some cameos with I want to be I want to be short, but he had some cameos. I think it was for I think that show the show with the doctors
Oh,
safety
ER.
the doctor. I, the other one, Grey's Anatomy. I swear, I
Oh,
think he
okay.
had a. Yeah, I think he for sure had one. But I know he had some cameos before that series. But he's a solution, and he's young,
Yep.
and
There was
he
a
lives.
there was
He's,
a popular Netflix series with
yeah.
the Albertine's granddaughter in it. It was the I've forgotten the name just now. Where the children were evolving and having other like animalesque features.
Really?
So Michael Albertine's granddaughter was in that.
Wow.
So yeah, so there are sprinklings of St. Lucians appearing
Mm-hmm.
there, here, there, and everywhere.
True.
Yeah, it'd be nice to consolidate or be
Yeah.
doing stuff and
Definitely. Yeah. Be able to contact them or be able to have
to network,
to,
make
yeah.
connections.
Yeah, network and pick their brain because they've been there, they've done that, they've been around, those things. Because internationally, like it's so much different, Like like needing an agent, you know, you gotta take acting classes, or if you're sick, you have to be able to be on point every day, Sometimes you don't know when
Yeah,
you're gonna get called for, a screening or
yeah,
anything like that, So
yeah.
yeah. But being in, like you said, America or England or Canada is an advantage. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
If you live there, if you're there, then there's more opportunities. You know. But
Yeah.
yeah. Once those stories, you have, like I said, you have so much stories, some research, and so there's so much things that you know, uh, you know can be expanded upon and be
Hmm.
something that can be interesting when it comes to acting or playwriting from Sanisha, because Sanisha we got the juice, man. Believe it or not, we got some we got a beautiful culture, man. We just gotta make sure that we don't forget about the arts, because it's really what It's the foundation of everything that we do. If you forget the past, you can, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
was that saying Ziggy said, if you don't know your past, you don't know your future. So, we gotta make sure that we keep, you know, our forefathers and what they stood for. We have to put it in the theater and the arts where people can see and be like, okay, you know, their
Yeah.
culture is something that's really nice and good. So, yeah. Just like how the USB McDonald's, like everybody wanted McDonald's. I remember when I was young, before I went to the US, like America makes things so grand and big, right? And I'm like, man, I could make a McDonald's sandwich in St. Lucia if I could have. I could have just get me a stick shake, you know what I'm saying? Put that bad boy over there. And I'm like, what's the big fuss? But the presentation, right? The way they present it, the way they present the culture, the way they present everything, they do it at such a high
And it's part of
level.
the marketing.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta have one. But it's, man, you got a fake cashier, put a little people on there. You got your McDonald's. I mean, so I feel like we need to market ourselves more when it comes to the arts. We need to, like I saw the movie, it was cool. I seen the movie, it was really, really, really good. Kudos to those people that was a part of that project. They did an amazing job. But it can be the start of something more.
Which one is
Because,
that?
man, I think it's something about one love. But he's basically this guy.
Is that the
Damn, I
Bob
need to
Marley
find that name.
film?
It's been a while. No, no, yeah, it's not one love. It's the solution movie. But I say what because it's
Oh,
a love story and it has
falling,
strengths.
falling in love in.
No, it's not the movie with the guy, the well-known guy that plays the steel pan. It's not the movie where he's playing the steel pan. Charles, he's really good at playing the steel pan.
Uh-huh.
It's not this movie. It's a movie, a solution produced movie recently. Maybe a year now, or I could be wrong.
Oh,
Maybe a couple of
Hardfall.
months.
Is it Hardfall about the
Yes.
guy's wife who died? Okay, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
With the guy with the dress, but it's it's
Okay,
excellent.
right, right,
Excellent.
right,
It's
right, right, right,
excellent.
right, right, right.
It's really good, and it's a start for something that can they can continue doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the movie was in the theaters. They allowed it to be in the theaters. It was amazing. You know,
Yeah,
but this can be a
yeah,
start. This can be a start. Because there's so many.
yeah,
Think about it. So many young people that want to be actors, that want to be a part of film and being able to tell their story.
yep,
They,
yep,
they,
yep.
they can definitely partner with those people and make something meaningful happen. Start casting for young talent. Like there's those. I know this is far
Yeah,
fetched when it comes to doing like
I'm working with that director tomorrow.
nice. That's crazy. Are you serious?
I'm working with that correct.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
yeah, that's amazing. So here we having a conversation about his work, and man, it's I mean, let me tell you, the production is pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope. It's it's when if you're looking for if you want to watch a film with high quality and with class and all the above, it really really is good. The production is really really good. The acting is good, great. So it's a great start, So yeah, I know like how do you say this? Like a teen series is a far-fetched thing, but we have a lot of young, beautiful people in Saint Lucia. Like America got the 90210 and the Dawson Creeks. I mean, having a love story solution, a high school thing, man, that could be incredible. You have so many places you can shoot. The moonlight, the scene, the beach, man. I just feel like we have the young talent, we have beautiful young people. It's time for us to take the step when it comes to maximizing the talent, especially in arts. Especially in arts. My cousin, I have a cousin, I don't know if you know Carol Victor. He sings in,
Oh,
he's exceptional.
Carol is your cousin.
Carol is my cousin. He sings in
Okay.
Taiwan right
He,
now.
yeah, he was here recently. He was
Yeah,
home. Yeah, he
yeah,
was home
I seen that.
recently.
I seen that, and he's one of the guys that just left to maximize his talent. You know, he didn't wait for anybody,
Yeah.
and he did what he had to do. And man, this guy in Taiwan is man, he's a superstar. And I don't think anybody really, see that, so Nisha really embracing that about him. The man is a literal Richard superstar. Like the man is, it's incredible to see because I remember seeing him singing a school choir when we were at SMC, like competing against him. I remember the year that we lost to Gifford. It was Gifford, George Charles, then SMC. And I'm like, man, like he's such a great singer. And I seen a passion in him. And I'm like, this man's gonna do something great. I'm like my cousin. I didn't know it was my cousin until my grandma passed away, and I'm seeing his
Oh,
dad now, like
okay.
in my family. Like what? You know my cousin, and it was just so
Okay.
incredible to pick his mind because, like you, he's successful and he's still working, still working, still working. So, yeah. But that's great that you're gonna work with him tomorrow. That'd be amazing for you. But I really like the movie.
Yeah.
I watched it once and I was really impressed. You don't remember the whole
Okay.
storyline of the movie, but I was impressed, man. I'm like, man,
Okay.
okay. Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, Carol is my cousin. Carol, I'm proud to say this because, man,
Yeah.
he's so great, man. He's doing so good, man.
Mhm.
But
So we have to next topic, the poem,
yeah, well,
and we're going to try Facebook Live and any other notes once we've gone over this. Because yeah, we've done 2 hours. So I've sent you the link. You can look at it, and yeah. So say that again.
okay.
Yeah. So the game is over. Jouer porte a fini for today, but we look forward to the next one. So Richard signing out. John, final word from you.